Oscar Health raises $165 million at reported $3 valuation. TechCrunch text extractor broken, fix needed. Family networking app aiVideo28 acquires PathSense team to boost location-based services. TechCrunch text extractor broken, fix needed. Here's how to find out if your employer can spy on your Slack conversations. Slack caused a bit of a panic last week when it warned users of updates that could allow employers to access and download conversations, including those sent via direct message or in private channels. In an email, Slack noted the changes to both its privacy policy and a pre-existing tool for exporting user data. From inside the Slack app, click the down arrow next to your team name. OnePlus 6 leak shows off wooden back and a headphone jack. Perpetual leaker Evan Blass is at it again, this time with one of our best looks at the OnePlus 6 yet. While we'd previously seen the device leaked with a glass back size, this new leak suggests the phone could come with an awesome wooden back as well. Since then, the company has adopted a metal unibody, but tried to keep the spirit going with sleek cases and the occasional design variant. Build your own PC inside the PC you built with PC Building Simulator. TechCrunch text extractor broken, fix needed. You can now control GarageBand with your face on iPhone X. Apple pushed several updates to its music creation software GarageBand today, following education-based announcements including a cheaper iPad and new crayon stylus earlier in the day. Here's an intriguing new feature that makes use of the iPhone X's true depth camera and face tracking features. If you've got Apple's flagship phone, you'll now be able to use your face to control effects and synths, hands-free. Uber won't renew its permit to test self-driving cars in California. Uber will not renew its permit to test autonomous vehicles on public roads in California, further evidence that the company is pulling back from its aggressive plans to launch a self-driving service in the wake of a fatal crash in Arizona which resulted in the death of a pedestrian. In a letter, the California DMV confirmed that Uber's authority to test self-driving cars in the state will end March 31 following the decision not to renew its license. A spokesperson for Uber confirmed that it would not seek to continue testing in California in light of the crash in Arizona. This electric 1959 Mini Cooper is everything that's right in the world. TechCrunch text extractor broken, fix needed. Inquiry finds FBI sued Apple to unlock phone without considering all options. TechCrunch text extractor broken, fix needed. The case for an artificially intelligent White House. Let's face it, the current political system in the US isn't working. Cambridge Analytica just used our personal data to circumvent our common sense, like a thief tossing a pork chop laced with tranquilizer to distract a guard dog before nonchalantly scaling our privacy fences. It's obvious our two-party system is failing us. Late Show will have fewer commercials tonight, thanks to Google sponsorship. TechCrunch text extractor broken, fix needed. Uber will not reapply for self-driving car permit in California. TechCrunch text extractor broken, fix needed. Reddit pulls Bitcoin payment option for gold. Earlier this week, Reddit users discovered the site had removed Bitcoin as a payment option for those looking to upgrade to gold membership. If the site's admins are to be believed, there's a slight hope it'll bring the option back in future. Reddit first added the Bitcoin payment option in 2013 as part of a partnership with Coinbase. At the same time, it started accepting credit cards. Pure Storage teams with NVIDIA on GPU-fueled flash storage solution for AI. TechCrunch text extractor broken, fix needed. VW Atlas Cross Sport concept shows hybrids have an exciting future. TechCrunch text extractor broken, fix needed. How to set up an iPad for web development. A few months ago, I detailed my process for setting up a Pixelbook to code on. Around that same time, I attempted to set up an iPad for coding. It's super portable, has great battery life, an excellent screen, and the limited multitasking keeps me focused. The 5 biggest announcements from the Apple Education event. Apple took its annual spring event out of California and hosted it at a high school in Chicago this year, promising to focus its newest products toward the education market that's been dominated by Google and Microsoft. The keynote was condensed into just 1 hour, most of which revolved around all the things you can do with the newly announced iPad. The new education-specific iPad will include Touch ID, an HD FaceTime camera, an 8-megapixel rear camera, and run on Apple's A10 Fusion chip. NASA delays the launch of its flagship space telescope again, this time until May 2020. The launch of NASA's upcoming Deep Space Observatory, the James Webb Space Telescope, is being pushed back by about a year. NASA's Webb Observatory requires more time for testing and evaluation from spring 2019 to May 2020. An audit from the Government Accountability Office earlier this month predicted that more delays would be on the way for the James Webb Space Telescope, or JWST. The contractor also needs extra time to piece together the two halves of the vehicle, the telescope portion and the spacecraft portion, that will help maneuver JWST in space. Researchers develop tiny wearables that can broadcast information about what you imbibe. A recent breakthrough in miniaturized sensor technology could end up taking a bite out of personal privacy. Researchers developed a wearable small enough to stick on a human tooth virtually unnoticed. For most of us, putting a sticker on our tooth isn't much of a stretch compared to wearing a watch or keeping a phone in our pocket that tracks our every step. Apple's new cheaper iPad is very familiar. We just spent some time with Apple's new $329 iPad, announced here in Chicago at its education event. It has the same basic 9.7-inch screen size, bezels, Touch ID sensor, button placement, and cameras. The big new features are Apple Pencil support, which works the same as it did on the iPad Pro, and an update to the A10 processor.